Phillip Island Classic, it's just incredible on so many different levels. You've got obviously the headliners, you've got the match races, you've got the UK team versus US versus Aussies and Kiwis. Some stars of the bike racing world, Jeremy McWilliams, John McGuinness, Cameron Donald, Glenn Richards. There's loads of top riders on top bikes, and the racing, you know, they're not slow. They're doing times of World Superbike from about 10-12 years ago. So it's phenomenal watching those and being in the same paddock as those guys and having access to them, like the same. The public can come and walk around the garages and speak to them and see their bikes. Then you've got the actual bikes themselves. You've got everything from modern classics, 80s, 90s bikes, GPZs, GSX-Rs, RGV 250s, KR1s, you've got old Katanas, you've got Norton 500s, everything. You've got all the bikes you've ever dreamed of are in that paddock, and you can get close to them and you can see them, you can smell them, you can see them racing. And then you've got another layer of amazingness, which is the track itself. Coming from England, Phillip Island is just one of these things that's kind of magical and exotic, and to actually be there is incredible. Where it's situated in the world, right on the seaside. The next stop's Tasmania if you run on at the end of the straight, and then finally actually being involved in the event and actually riding and racing at Phillip Island. Now I've been there a couple of times on motorcycle launches, but you just ride around and do your job, but this is the first time where you're actually expected to ride fast. So getting on that GSX-R 1100, we had some niggles along the way because it's a new old bike, but it's new to us. We've had to develop it along the course of the weekend. Had some ups and downs, but when it really mattered in qualifying and racing, we done pretty well. We got 3/3 and a second, so it's incredible. Normally when I'm club racing, it's kind of me and a couple of mates and we all muck in, but for this weekend with the Cox Motorsport team, I was like a factory rider. I had two mechanics, Bob and Mick. I had the guys from Dyno Works, Dean and Don, to help me out with the bike as well. And of course, Carl Cox himself was along there to give us support, and all his crew and posse, and it's just great. I mean, I'm a massive music fan, massive bike fan, massive race fan, and it all comes into one at the Island Classic, so it was amazing. Well, the low point, no real low points really, they were all golden worries. We were there at Phillip Island racing, so we had a few niggles with the bike, and the bike cut out a lot. It had some electrical problems, it was blowing fuses, and eventually actually the wiring almost caught fire at one point. And I spent, in Thursday free practice, didn't do more than 2 laps strung together before the bike conked out, and I had 2 journeys back to the pits on the back of the trailer from the circuit recovery guys, and pushed the bike in twice as well, and it was over 30 degrees and really knackered. But not really low points, but the high point for me was definitely after the last race. The checker flag had gone out, I'd done well, the bike was still in one piece, I hadn't smashed it to pieces, and I just remember doing the cool down lap really slowly, just to take in what was going on. I remember going round turn 2, Southern Loop, down towards Stoners, the sea's on the right, you've got this glorious racetrack in front of you, beautiful tarmac, like brightly painted curves, green grass, sun shining. I'm on this amazing old race bike, and I'm thinking, well, it doesn't get better than this. If I never come back again, I want to take this snapshot of where I am now and just savour it. Well, for the rest of this year, I'm going to get back to my UK racing. I'm racing a new BMW S1000RR with the Prime Factors racing team. And a few guest rides along the way, and it's going to be a busy year with the MCN road testing as well. Lots of really cool bikes coming out, but we've already been speaking to Cox Motorsport with the possibility of coming back to the Island Classic, which I'd absolutely love. Riding the same bike again, but a little bit more racy this time. Basically, it's still a glorified road bike at the moment. There's lots of things we can do to make it into a pucker race bike, and hopefully improve on our times, improve on our positions, and maybe get a second bike to race as well. So we get a little bit more track time and a little bit better chance of doing well. So we're sort of deciding what bike we might want to ride. It could be anything from an old 252 stroke to a big 70s muscle bike or a 750 80s bike. So we're just deciding what we might want to do, but I really hope I come back.